Beavers on the drums as Pro Group Racing presents Show Us Your Tips for a weekend preview of the 8th of May. Sound pretty excited there, Beaver Boy?
Oh, mate, pumped up, living large, looking forward to the weekend. Pretty excited about some new initiative. We're going to give a bit of a bell tomorrow. You want to tell the punters about that one?
Yeah, so we're going to have a crack at running a live stream throughout the afternoon. We'll have a bank of our own. We'll be using our own money and keeping you up to date as how we're playing today. We'll be joined by Trent, who will be fending for himself, but putting in some input throughout the day. We'll have the chat going. We'll have producer Tony on the drums. We'll have all sorts of fun going on. Phone calls. We'll be having the PCTC boys involved throughout the afternoon. Check their Facebook page out and see how that goes. So that'll be through the Beer Garden Empire YouTube channel. We call it Bets from the Beer Garden. Should be a lot of fun, bit of a tech run. So pilot to see if it works. We're going to target some major feature race days and get some punters involved.
So the whole concept there is, Daggy, is that punters can sit and watch and join us for the day through the live stream, get a bit of analysis from us before the racing. We'll have a look at what's happening in the market. They can chat, and then we're going to put our money where our mouth is, start the day off with a bank and see where we finish at the end of the day. And bit of fun, bit of banter, and see what me and you can come up with.
Yeah, so I'll share that link on our social media pages. Show us your tips on Facebook and Twitter, and you can find that link from about 12 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. If all goes to plan, that'll run through the Arvo, jump on board and have some fun there. While I'm plugging our stuff, we do need to plug Pro Group Racing as well. They keep the lights on around here. They find their website for their free tips and extensive guides each and every day. Plenty of going on there as well. Now, we've picked a good weekend for it because I think if I was ever going to have a weekend off just to fill the punters with confidence, it would have been this one. But they've put it on, so it'd be rude not to have a bet. And we will have a bit of a scattergun approach today and have a look at the feature meeting at the Gold Coast and Caulfield. And then we've got a wet Gosford and Group 1 race in Adelaide we'll quickly touch on. We'll kick off up at the Gold Coast.
Well, run with the Beaver here, Daggy, because I'm quietly confident, mate. I'm quietly confident that we'll find some winners.
It's the King in the North, so we're playing at your home ground. So lead us through this next 6 weeks of the carnival. At the Gold Coast, heavy track, clearing, but Gold Coast tends to drain okay, doesn't it? It's not too bad a track.
Yeah, it does.
So
yeah, it's not too bad a track.
So you're thinking we
tends to when it's a little bit wet, they tend to look to come down the middle of the track.
Yeah, cool. Which I think suits a lot of what I've found. So hopefully we're on the same page there. Let's kick off with the benchmark 78 over the 1800 meters. How do you want to start the day?
Yeah, mates. I'm going to start the day. I've got a bit of a liking here for Olympic class. It is favourite, but it's reasonable value around the $3.50 mark. Look, there was a lot to like about it first up. It sat behind the pace, got the split, and when it got the split, finished off really nice. I really liked the way it hit the line. Interesting that stepping up in class pretty quickly, but the way it put him away last start, drops 3.5 kilos on that, but it's up in grade here. That's a promising type and certainly the one to beat.
Cool. I'll stick with you there. Race 2 is the 900-meter dash, I believe. As my screen updates. If it had have been dry, I would have been all over. It is. You there?
Yep.
Yep. If it had have been dry, I would have been all over Sugar Boom. The wet probably gives me a bit less confidence. What about yourself?
Yeah, I tend to agree with you there. Sugar Boom doesn't appear to handle the wet track. It's had a couple of tries of it, and last start on the heavy track at the Gold Coast
didn't go
was well down the track and didn't go at all. So it'd be hard to get excited about tomorrow, and wouldn't be surprised if it even maybe came out. Yep. There's three in the market here, and they look to have it between them. If you're putting a line through Sugar Boom purely on the wet track, comes down to Usmanov and Niedorp. I've gone for Niedorp. I think it'll probably show some pace, 900-meter scamper, possibly lead from the inside draw as long as it gets off the fence, or if the fence is playing okay and might just be a little bit too nippy.
Cool. Race number 3 is the Gold Coast Cup over the 2,400 meters. A lot of our old sparring partners going around here. Humboldt Current leading the market. Are you leaning that way, or are you looking for some of the?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. What have you come up with? Anything?
I thought Alacan had the best setup, but it's not a horse I'd tend to want to dive into. Has a wet form. Just remind me here. Unproven, placed twice on the soft, but just the Kensington 2,400 meter run. I couldn't find anyone else that really had a 2,400 meter setup. Humboldt's going well enough, but it keeps getting too far back.
Yeah,
it goes on and it goes round.
I couldn't. Yeah, it was really impressive 3 starts back when it won, but since then, just hasn't given itself a chance in the race. I've gone for Lord Belvedere.
Yep.
I think this sets up okay for it. Now gets out to the right distance. It's third up after a spell. Last start at Caulfield was caught wide, made a run, but just couldn't sustain it. It sort of had to go for nearly the last 800 and just petered out in a fairly strong event. And then didn't have a lot of luck when it was resuming at Mornington. Again, wasn't that far off him in a race won by Mount Popper. So pretty good form there. Goes okay on the soft. Had 12 starts and been 4 wins and a few placings. So I think it gets now to its right distance. I think it appears to be the best horse in this race. And for that reason, I'm going to go Lord Belvedere to improve sharply and be hardest to beat in the Gold Coast Cup.
Cool. The 1,200 meter Hot Tomato Newmarket is up next. The Ever Honest Racecourse Road leading the market. Are you with Racecourse? Are you looking to couple of these against Sydney form?
Yeah, looking away from that, I thought Wisdom of Water looks to be the horse to beat here. It's got some group form coming into this race behind Wild Ruler and Isotope, and then prior to that, a really nice second behind Signor Fox. Again, third up is ideal. Coming into this, it won a really good barrier trial back in March, really well. I suspect that this has been a bit of a target for it coming up to Brisbane. So a race like this is very winnable, drawn well. Jai McNeil going well at the moment. Main danger, Baller resuming. So Baller is a horse with a really good turn of foot. And if they're coming on down the middle of the track over the 1,200, if it's fresh and ready, presents good value.
Yeah, well, as you know, I've been with Wisdom of Water both starts at the bigger price. I think it's now probably ready to go. It was off a long spell and then off the prep where it did not a lot. So I think she's got it back on track. I think it'll run well here. I think $6 is a fair enough price. From Racecourse Road, as I said, you know what you're going to get there. Passage of Time trialled well for the new stable and has some reasonable Sydney form and reasonable wet form, chasing Order Again and a Theory. So I think it can run well here as well if it goes around. That'd be the main ones. I think we've covered off the chances there. The Ken Russell Memorial is race number 5 over the 1,200 metres. Group 3, we see Kloshnikov, Cork Harbour and Frontman all scratched. And a decent horse in Ranch Hand, I think, resuming for Chris Waller. J-Mac booked. His best win was on debut on the soft track at Warwick Farm. And I don't think this is a super deep race. When you look through the Queensland form, I think it'll run well here, Ranch Hand. Anything to add?
Yeah, couldn't agree with you more. Very good. Its first start on a slow track, won convincingly. Then prior to its spell, ran a really nice 5th up in Gold Coast behind, Shakiro.
Yeah.
And then was turned out just over a week ago at Rose Hill and looked quite good in a barrier trial. Wasn't extended, but looked really good. The scratching of Cork Harbour plays right into the hand of Ranch Hand, and I expect it to be winning this race from the good alley.
Cool. The Gold Coast Bracelet over the 1,800 metres for the fillies is race number 6. We saw Isafar essentially own Taikunevi, I thought, last start. You've got a bit more of a few different form lines coming in. 15R has been scratched. Are you going back to the favourite in the lead up, or are you looking away from that race?
Looking away from that race. I thought Isafar, did have the advantage over Tycoon Evie. Tycoon Evie had to do all the bullocking work in fairness and took Isafar into the race. Isafar just sat on its back, but it just dwarfed it and just cruised up and went past it. A little bit different with regards to the draw tomorrow, where Isafar is going to sit compared to Tycoon Evie, which will probably go forward. I just went around both of those and looked for the other Waller trained horse, which James McDonald goes on, Grace and Harmony. The draw doesn't overly suit me. It'll need to get some cover, but third up again. Its 2 wins have been very nice in beating last up at Green Flash, which has shown some promise over the 1550 at Kensington, and prior to that, won a really easy maiden at Newcastle. When Waller does this with horses, takes them to Newcastle, gets a kill, brings them to town, and then brings them up, they generally got a bit of ability. And so I think this horse might have a bit of ability and might be the knockout. So around the $7 mark, really like Grace and Harmony.
No, good find. From memory, it's quite a nice style of a horse. I think it's, and J-Mac booked obviously a key there. So, like what you've done there, I'll stump up for Yatton again as well at 20s. It was just given no chance chasing Brooks Spire last time. I think it's heading towards Queensland Oaks, and I think we'll run well here as well at the big odds, but you've covered the other main chances, I think.
Yeah, and with a couple of scratchings, Grace Harmony already in a couple of barriers to 6 to 14. So there might be a couple more, and draws won't be as big a deal.
Yeah. Race number 7 is the Gold Coast Guineas for the 3-year-olds, 1,200 metres. Look, in the wet, I think Rocketing By comes back into contention here. A couple of nice wins on wet tracks. I think it needs wet to be in this. Obviously, Mabusha's Flying will be very hard to beat. And again, another one I've been stumping up for. It's had none twice. Been given no chance twice. Immortal Love comes here. Nash booked. I think Gate 1 will be sitting closer and be in the finish as well. What about yourself?
Yeah, I thought similar to you. I like Mabusha around the $5 mark. Flying at the moment. All 3 runs this prep have been pretty good. Drawn wide, which might not be a problem here with the pace on. Seems to handle the soft going okay. 5 starts for a win and 3 placings. So doesn't look to be too big a problem for Mabusha. Rocketing By, as you said, really comes into this race with some wet track for, and is a good horse on the way up. And this meets a bit easier company than what it had last start. I'm not so sure about Simply Fly. Might be coming to the end of its preparation. It's been up for a while now. So look, Rocketing By Mabusha to fight this one out.
The feature of the day.
Slightly leaning to Mabusha.
Yeah, no, I think, well, put it this way, I am pretty confident our bigger bet in the race will be Mabusha come this time tomorrow.
Yes.
So, we'll see how that starts playing out. The Hollindale is the feature of the day, Group 2 over the 1,800 metres. A very good field. A lot of, what's it called? Doncaster form and plenty of Group 1 form in this. The old boy Avilius, you give him another chance?
I'm not.
Who are you going with? Or should I give some thoughts?
Have a crack, mate.
Why is Toffee Tongue $18? Wet tracker.
Good question.
Beat only 3 starts back. Beat Colette. It's you got 50 stars here, single figures. You got Toffee Tongue $18. Oaks winner. Oaks winner. Distance suit. Small freshen up chasing Sir Dragonet. Only 3 lengths off Sir Dragonet. That's obviously Cox Plate form. And a lot of these haven't won for a very long time. So I'm happy to bet around there. I'm happy to bet away from the market. And Avilius hasn't won forever. 50 stars, like I said, I don't know how it's not 20s. Shared Ambition will run well. Zaki, disappointing last start, was it, would you say? Or you reckon peaking?
I think it could be peaking, but a bit disappointing.
And I think...
And that's the reason I've gone for Melody Bell.
Yeah, okay.
So likes to sting out of the tracks. Won 13 out of 19 on soft going, which is very impressive. Again, out of the 2,400 metre race, which you're right with Toffee Tongue, it was in the same race and ran very nicely. I don't think the 2,400 it is suitable for Melody Bell. I think it's more of a 1,600 metre, 2,000 metre horse. Prior to that, it won beautifully at Ellerslie over the mile and a quarter. Look, gets the setup tomorrow. Should be a little bit of speed on. It's drawn to come down the middle of the track. We know it's got a booming finish and can sustain that long run. So I think Melody Bell is the pick of the market for me at $7.50. Plenty of other chances. Homesman goes well. It'll probably lead them along, or be up near the lead. It and Paradis, I'm guessing. What's your thoughts there? That they'll set the speed.
Paradis flying too.
And Paradis going well.
And will be a chance. And on the wet track, you got to always throw Natoya in at the 20s.
And Natoya at the wet track. But no, I've gone for Melody Bell and hardest to beat 50 stars. I know you put a line through it, but I think it gets up to a more suitable distance here. Sting out of the track suits, and these are the types of races that 50 stars pops up and runs really well and super hard to beat.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think we've tipped half the field, so hopefully we find one of them. I guess
look, you've tipped half the field. I've gone Melody Bell 50 stars, mate.
All right, fair enough. I'll tip Toffee Tongue and Paradis. There you go. The Stilk Stocking wraps up the day where I could probably tip half the field here. So as a result, I'm not going to tip anything. Have you found anything?
I thought the same here. This was a really open race, and not a great way to finish the day. I don't really want to be chasing if we're coming down to this race here. Probably just leaning towards Wonderful Riri. Winning form's good form at this time of year. 3 runs in this preparation have been impressive. It's come back in terrific order, and its turn of foot last start was very nice and beat most of these. So again, should be hard to beat here with all the luck in running.
Very good. For Pro Group Racing, check out Pro Group Racing for their free tips and extensive guides. Your best in value up at Queensland.
Yeah, you caught me just a bit on the hop there. My value bet comes up in race 6, number 7, Grace and Harmony, around the $7 mark. I think that'll be super hard to beat. And my best bet of the day comes up in race 5, number 4, Ranch Hand.
I'm going to agree with you with Ranch Hand. I'll make that my best. And the value, I'll make Toffee Tongue for all the reasons I tried to elaborate before. And I think Yatton will run well in the fillies race. Stumping up there again. Let's head to Melbourne Caulfield with the rail in the 12-metre mark. So let's watch out for any on-pace bias to start with. Sometimes when it's out that far, they get to the outside fence as well. But that hasn't happened for a while at Caulfield.
Yeah.
Kickoff for the 2-year-olds where I'll lead us one. I think Spinning Mate had a nice debut chasing Gimme Pa, who I'm saying is a good filly. And I think can come here and break its maiden and go into better things. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks hard to beat here. I'm not sure which. I think Generation is a dual acceptor.
It is. It's nommed in Melbourne. I'm pretty in Adelaide. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so not sure where it's running. So I haven't gone for anything in this purely on the basis that not sure where Generation is running. Probably if it runs in Adelaide, Spinning starts pretty short here.
Yeah. Probably starts $1.50, obviously. Race number 2, I don't like at all. Barry the Baptist is going okay, but I don't really want to bet in this race. Skelm's probably up to its right distance now. If you forget the Mornington Cup where nothing else had a chance, it's going pretty well. So they're the couple for me. Do you have a thought on the second?
Oh, mate, the favourite looks super hard to beat here as long as it behaves itself. It's got car aboard. This is a pretty weak affair, and this is just set up perfectly for it. So on the basis that they're not leading and you can run on a little bit, Excel Man should be hard to beat here.
Race number 3, the Mares 84 doesn't get a great deal easier. Did you have any you want to stamp here?
No, I didn't. I didn't have much at all. I looked out away from the favourite. I thought it was a little bit skinny in the market, around $2.80 at the moment. I came up with Miss Demeter as the main danger. Goes quite well first up from the Price Kent stable. It's drawn well here, and could be the horse to beat Regime.
Yeah, the Waller tends to pick the right races to send his girls down there. So maybe Savigny for me, but yeah, nothing again with any confidence. Race 4, 1200 meter benchmark 78. Another interesting big field. Are you diving in with a deep dive? See what I did there?
Oh, that was very clever of you, mate.
Yeah.
One of your best.
I was
No, I wasn't going the deep dive. I came up with Albuquerque. I think it gets its chance tomorrow to win a pretty weak affair, and it's been really consistent of recent. I'm just worried that it doesn't win very often. Only won one from 22. Yeah, that's my concern. It's been racing, like it was really good last start, just over a length behind Lil Contra. Prior to that, again, not far off some good horses in the last couple of runs. Look, if it doesn't win tomorrow, don't know what the future holds for it. So just, hopefully it can get the win, and one at value, resuming around the $15 mark, 10 Tat Harmony. I think it can run well.
Yeah, my problem with Albuquerque is every second race, it seems to be in the race that it's supposed to win, and it just doesn't. It runs really well against some good horses, and it goes a bit back in grade and runs the same race. So I just have had enough of it. Like your ones at value there, Platini's flying on a couple of not great setup races. It's been running really well and tracks against chasing the likes of Fighting Harada. And as I mentioned, Deep Dive, I think will run well again. They're the couple I will look at sort of for exotics tomorrow. The JRA handicap at the mile is race 5. What's going on here? I can't possibly take odds on Holbein, but maybe we will wait.
Look, probably, again, it doesn't win often, does it?
No.
But it's been very consistent of late, and this is a bit of
rubbish.
Yeah, ordinary race. Yeah, I was going to say garbage, but I can't find anything to beat it, but don't really want to be taking odds on. So I've left this race alone, and I'll see what happens on the day and get on and follow our live stream and see what the boys come up with when we get closer to the race with that one.
Yeah, not much more for me to add. All Too Hoying, just sort of going this time. The rest don't win, so we'll see what price it gets to tomorrow. Similar setup with the 1100 meters is race 6, which are a bunch of horses that I just don't like, which maybe leaves the largest raced horse, the one on top, Streetcar Stranger, for Jamie Carr. Blaze Jowski, everyone keeps telling me he's a good horse, but again, doesn't win. And the rest of these have been around for a while and not doing a lot.
Yeah, look, you're right with Blazowski, but geez, it's back in class tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you go back to February, it ran 5th in a race won by Streets of Avalon and Imaging. And then prior to that, it won, beating Brave Song. And prior to that, had some really good form in listed group type company races. Compared to these, it just looks to win.
Yeah,
I actually think like Blazowski is going to be super hard to beat tomorrow.
I can see myself, depending on how we're traveling, either having a real good bet on Blazowski or wanting to go and hide under the table during this race. I'm not sure. So we'll see how the day turns out.
We will see. No, I think I'll be very keen to see if there's any money floating around for it. That'll probably be a bit of a telling factor.
Yeah, I think we'll know early enough. The 2,000 meter race number 7, where we've got a bit of sort of derby form around this. I think the market's about right. They're in the right order as I wait for my market to upload. But I thought, horrifying, going well enough this prep, finally broke through, then just missed last time from Redwood Shadow. From the one right outside the market is Back the Man, who's a massive price, but I think the top 2 in the market are the ones to beat.
Yeah, 100%. Couldn't agree with you more there. They looked the horses to beat, and horses with the most improvement left in them. I did lean slightly towards the favourite, Horrifying, with Jamie Carr aboard.
Yeah. Race number 8 is the Super Vovis a mile for the 3-year-olds. Agreeables come out, which doesn't help me at all.
Which means it's running in Adelaide.
Yes, so back it over there. But I don't really like the race now. Do you?
Yeah, no, I liked Agreeable in this race and just saw it come out.
Yeah, so
outside of that, I didn't really like it. So again, it's one of those ones that if you're going to have a play, you'll have to wait for the day.
Yeah.
Did you like that?
Yeah, well done. You'll get a shirt made up. We're on fire today, Beaver. I'm really feeling the punches of confidence. But we can have some confidence in the last where Ayrton returns. It's a nice horse. It's returning in over 1,200 metres. It will win this. It's already $1.45, so I'm not really saying much. But if it's anything better than, I'd say, $1.50, I think it's a good bet. Whether we take it, we'll see.
Couldn't agree with you more. Nothing to add, my friend.
Well, Sam, a cop out there because I'm making it my best of the day.
Oh, you are not.
No, that's what I get. I would have made it. Well, actually, Agreeable as my best this morning, but yeah, I know it's a tough one. Well, I'll make spinning my best then, and we'll make the value for me Platini in race number 4. What about yourself?
Yeah, I'm going to make my best bet race 6, number 1, Blazowski, which will give you a heart attack.
I like it. I don't. Whatever. I'll be under the table.
You did like it?
No, whatever. It's fine.
And I'm going to make my value bet of the day in race 3, number 5, Miss Dalmatia. Dalmatia. However you want to say it.
Go Dalmatia.
That's no L in it.
Oh, Dalmatia then. We head to Morphetville quickly. We've got Group 1 racing there, the Derby. We've got the Guineas going on. Do you have any standouts in Adelaide?
I had a couple of horses that I did like. I thought the races got better the further it went on into the day. So sort of the back half of the day, I liked a lot more than the early part of the day. I thought it was pretty hard. I do like race 6, number 7, Reynolds. I think it can break back into the winners list. The Derby is a beauty. Really hard race to line up there. I think Laquiro will be hard to beat, and I think Agreeable can bounce back at the $4.60. I think Cherry Tortini even money's a bit short.
Yeah,
but it does get back to a much weaker field.
If Cherry was ever going to win a race again, it's this one, short of going to Darwin. But Agreeable should be in front of it and give it something to chase down. I've got Cherry on top just by default, but it's going to go back last. It's going to have to make ground. It's going to need things go its way, and not feeling all that confident about it. I like, obviously, Explosive Jack off the Sydney Derby will run well again in the SA Derby. So it has been up for a long time. And I think Let's Crack a Deal, I was tipping in the VRC Derby last year. It's double figures, and I'll have something on that as well tomorrow. 3 Kings race 2 was the other bet I had in Adelaide in the 2-year-old race.
But if you want tips, the good thing is, Daggy, you can tune in and watch our live stream and you'll get them all day.
Check it out. We'll have plenty of plugs, have plenty to say. Tell us how well we're going. We'll tell you how well we're going, don't worry.
Yes.
Might have my phone confiscated if we're losing, so we'll get through all that. Gosford, heavy track. I don't like betting at Gosford the best of times, so I was a little bit disgusted in this meeting. But just for me, I think Nimali can bounce back in the feature, up on pace there. I think
it's a really big chance.
I Say Hello has been scratched, I've just noticed. And I think only the track will beat April Rain in the last.
Yes.
Anything to add?
I think you're right. I think Signal Fox in the 6 can bounce back and be hard to beat. And I'm really keen on watching the first race. I think it's interesting that Core Carver's gone to Gosford, and it'll clash with the promising Overpass. So that should be an interesting race as well.
Yeah, well, I've got a bit of a better opinion of Overpass after last week than I did, say, 3 weeks ago. And doesn't Glen Eagles look like a good horse? Now it's that form's been franked, and it was pretty dominant last week. So follow that up till.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it got out to $4. Yeah, so we were pretty confident about it on the show last week around the $2.80 mark, and just kept blowing and blowing and blowing. It made me nervous, but it didn't let us down.
Yep, there was a very good start to last Saturday. Hopefully we have the same start tomorrow. Good job, mate. I'll see you tomorrow.
Tuning in about what, 11:30, 12 o'clock for the punters?
So producer Tone will be setting up about 11:30. So barring any technical issues, on air by about noon, not moon. And we should have a bit of fun. Tune in. We might have a beer. We'll definitely have a bit of a laugh and hopefully make some money for everyone.
Yeah, perfect.
And of course, check out progretracing.com.au. They do a great job and look after us. So check their website out. Plenty going on there, plenty more to come. Some very exciting form features coming up on that page shortly. Check all that out, punters. Good luck tomorrow. See you then. And we'll chat to you this time tomorrow.